We were waiting on the variances and ARB approval. Those have been secured. Were there comments from this board that that you can confirm if they've all been addressed?
That's the only question we had. One of the bigger questions I have is the first floor elevation of the structure. Has any consideration being to lowering that down? It's much higher than what the original house is that was there before.
Ramsey, you're talking about the 506 for the new house?
Yeah, because I think the existing was at what, 502, 503?
503.9. So we're 2 feet higher than the old one. I would say that, I mean, we can take a look at it, but generally speaking, when we do this, it's based primarily on the architecturals, whatever openings there are, and building up from there.
So
it would be something that the architect would need to look into.
Yeah, I can take a look at it. And Jim Fahey, the architect, wasn't able to make tonight. He had a conflict that he wasn't able to reschedule. Otherwise, I'd ask him right now.
Okay.
If I can lower it and it doesn't impact the architecturals, I'd be happy to.
Okay. The other thing that we need to do is that we need to relate the grading that you're proposing to the elevations, just to confirm the height requirements are being met. You gave the corner elevations, and the architectural elevations need to be tied to your grading plan. I know that Jim, your architect, did look into it the last time and said that he felt that it met the height requirements. I just need to get verification of it.
Okay.
for our clarification on that, Ramsey, you're looking at what he's claiming the roof height at 26.7 feet. And are you asking the question whether that's 26.7 above the 506 elevation?
No, it's of the
Or the
corner
grade.
elevations of the site, and you go side by side of the house. And what I'm looking at, when I'm looking at the first floor elevation, that this is going to be close to 4 feet higher than the house to the north. And I understand what Mr. Martin said about it being tied to the architectural. And my question was it just considered?
Okay. All right.
You know, and this is John, while you're talking about elevations. I'd like to mention too that I don't know how many steps there are leading into the house, but it might be worth considering universal accessibility to have a, if there's less of an elevation change, have a low slope ramp going into the house rather than having steps, but.
Yeah, it looks like you're definitely doing steps to get into the house, but I don't know the plans that well.
Yeah.
That's why I was just bringing it up. And the other thing is, Ed, was a pre-asbestos survey done for both houses?
It was. I just spoke with Shane only this afternoon. It's been completed. Whether or not it's been put into your hands, I can't confirm that, but I know it has been done.
Okay. Do you know what the results were by any chance?
All clear.
That one's all clear. Okay.
Yep.
And you received all your variances? Architecture Review Board. I don't have any other questions myself. Thank you.
Okay. Planning board members, anything else, John?
Not at this time. No, thank you.
Okay. David Fader,
Nope.
Karen,
All set.
okay. Pam,
I'm all set.
uh, Jason,
I'm good.
and Laura.
All set.
Okay. Bruce and Wendy, you understand the conversation that Ramsey's asking of Ed?
Are they muted?
They're
Yeah.
muted.
No,
Okay,
now we're
there we
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Not really. I didn't know that we were elevated more than the previous house. I think what I'm hearing is that was Jim Fahey's architectural way of making that happen. So I don't, unless Wendy was with, we've never. talked
I
about
just, can you clarify? I think I heard something about the height of the new house will be 2 feet higher than our neighbor's house.
And the existing house that you have now, yes.
Well,
No,
I think part of that,
will be 4 feet higher.
okay,
This is the first floor elevation.
it's the first floor elevation. Okay.
So does this give us a better view of Witten? So I think our answer is we have to defer to Jim because
I think
I'm
you do.
assuming he had his reasons why. I don't recall any discussion. It certainly wasn't a request of ours.
Okay. All right. So just please bring that up with him.
Absolutely.
It's just so that you're not abnormally higher than your adjacent neighbors'
Sure.
homes.
And it may help accessibility into the house at some point.
Okay.
Please don't be offended by that. So,
Someone is raising their hand to speak at some point here.
Their point is closer than we all think, right?
all right. Okay, we do have someone that's raised their hand. Jeff, would
Are there any
you?
other questions, I guess, Bill? I have none.
I don't have any questions. No.
I'll let them.
Jeff, you've got anybody? You've got Roberta?
Yes, I believe the neighbor, Roberta.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
yes, so,
Joining.
thank you. So we're the house directly to the north and our house is low to the ground. And the house at 561 was also, oh, let me see, I'm sorry, 570. The one directly to our south was also low to the ground. So I appreciate your comment about not wanting to make the new one stand out or be that different than the existing homes.
Yeah, it sounds like we're all going to rely on the architect as to what establishes that elevation, or if we can get their garage, entry at about exactly matching the existing. And so I think that will be resolved with the intent of being more compatible with the adjacent properties. Other questions or comments? Roberta, you're all set? Okay,
Muted herself. I believe that's a yes. She's all set.
that's a yes. Okay.
Let's just check. Jeff, do you see anyone else?
I don't. You can either turn your video on or raise your hand in Zoom, usually under the reaction portion. Nope, I don't see anybody else.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Believe, Ramsey, that is the final public hearing for tonight, as Temple, Clover, and Highland was postponed to March 17th meeting. So at this point, Ramsey, why don't we go back and take care of our review of each application? And then did you want to look at the line or is that,
I'm sorry, Bill, you broke up a little bit.
I want to go, okay, let's just start by going back and reviewing the applications. We have two. Our first is 2P01-21 for the EPOD permit on French Road. Notice I didn't try a second time. I didn't ruin my perfect record. Do we have a motion on the application?
I'll move to close the public hearing.
Civiletti moves,
I'll second.
Delaney seconds.
You want to call the roll, Ramsey, on that?
Altman,
Aye.
Price,
Aye.
Vader,
Aye.
Civiletti,
Aye.
Delaney,
Aye.
Babcock, Steiner,
Aye.
Wasowski.
Aye.
Hearing is closed.
All right. Does anybody wish to make a motion on the application itself?
I will move approval of application 2P0121 based on plan submitted, testimony given, 11 conditions, and a determination of non-significance. Do I need to do something about the EPOD?
No, that worked.
Okay.
Second.
That's what it's about. And that was Babcock, Steiner.
Yep.
Second, Civiletti makes the motion.
Okay, moved and seconded. Is there any other comments? Any other discussion?
Bill, Ken Gordon, just a quick comment on condition number 7 in the report. I believe it says something along the lines of no further trees shall be removed from the limits of the EPOD without a town permit. I'm wondering if that should actually be no further trees should be removed from the property as a whole without further permit because of the size of the property. Ramsey?
They have 2 pine trees that they're proposing to remove in the front of the property that are not in the EPOT.
Correct,
So this would give them permission to still do that.
correct. But wouldn't we
saying
want
in
to
the
make sure
future.
that nothing more than that is done outside of the EPOD limits?
You're saying a year from now or? 10
Right, a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. We want
If
to
they
make sure
wanted to do something, they could get an excavation and clearing permit? If they're not in the EPOT?
they could apply for one.
So you're just saying remove woodlot EPOD
Right.
to the term property.
Just to clarify that, because without that clarification, it suggests that condition suggests that they could remove trees outside the EPOD without a permit. And I don't think that's true.
I was just trying to let them remove the 2 trees.
Right,
they
and I
were
think we're
proposing in
fine
the
with that.
application.
Yeah. It's just a condition, no further trees outside on the property without a permit. Other than what they
Outside,
applied
well,
for.
outside the request of the application.
Correct.
Okay, so what's the wording?
Let me just go back to your number 7. So you're granting the application, which includes granting the permission to remove these 2 trees outside of the EPOD. And the condition simply is no further trees shall be removed from the subject property without further town review and approval.
That's item number 10, isn't it? On the
I
list?
think he's talking about number 10.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, in the one I have, in the report I have, it's 7. I don't know why.
No, the contractor, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. The contractor will remove this, which will remove the Southern Pine shall be a registered tree service provider.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the 11 conditions, and I'm talking about condition number 7.
No, there's 12 conditions.
I thought I heard,
No, it's the neg
11
deck.
just say 11
That's the
conditions.
neg deck.
Yeah, it only goes up to 11.
Yep.
No, of the approval, yes.
Okay, so you would leave it alone in the neg deck because the neg deck is only dealing with this particular application. But under
Right.
the conditions,
Oh, yeah.
you would just change the wording of number 7. the
No
way-
further trees can be removed without further town approval.
Yes.
That
And
is
the
correct.
neg deck is fine.
The
Neg
neg deck
deck I
stays.
wouldn't touch. Neg deck does not need to be changed.
Number 10. Gotcha. Yep. Okay. So I think we're good on number 7.
Is that okay? I can't remember who moved. Was it, oh yeah, it was Laura, right?
Laura,
It was Laura and Babcock Steiner second, Ken.
Right, so would you both accept that as a friendly amendment to your motion?
Sure.
Jason, you agreed?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, so that's fine.
Okay. Okay, moved and seconded as amended. Ramsey, we call the roll.
Member Altman,
Aye.
Price,
Aye.
Fader,
Aye.
Civiletti,
Aye.
Delaney,
Aye.
Babcock Steiner,
Aye.
Kowski,
Aye.
approved with conditions.
Very good. Okay. Good luck to your family, Nelson. Thank you. All right. Brings us to 2P02-21 and 12PNB1-20. Wendy Frieda and Bruce Dan. These are combined, I believe, in the report.
Yes, they are.
All right, do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll move, we close the public hearing.
Delaney moves.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Jason?
Jason, thank you. Second by Babcock Steiner.
Correct.
Any discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Wasowski,
Aye.
Babcock Steiner,
Aye.
Delaney,
Aye.
Civiletti,
Aye.
Fader,
Aye.
Price,
Aye.
Altman.
Aye.
Hearing is closed.
All right. Does anyone care to make a motion on this?
I move that the board adopts the 10 demolition findings outlined in the planning board report, and the board adopts a negative declaration prepared by town staff, and that the board requires payment of a sum of money is adopted by the town board in lieu of the setting aside of recreational land, and that the board approves the application 2P0221 and 12P NB120 based on the testimony given, plan submitted, and the 31 conditions.
I'm going to second that.
Second is Price.
Very impressive. Thank you. All right. Any moved and seconded? Any further discussion?
Bill, Ken Gordon causing trouble again?
Once again,
Good to have you,
hit
Ken.
us,
Oh, yeah.
hit us,
No idea how
Ken.
much fun this is going to be working with me. Ramsey and I had a brief discussion earlier today, based on the fact that what is happening here is 2 single-family homes are being demolished and 1 is replacing them. It does not seem, after looking at state law and our town resolution, that this is a project where we would be appropriately imposing that recreational fee. So I would ask Mr. Fader, with the second from Mr. Price, to consider a friendly amendment to remove that requirement for this project.
All right, then I will move this amended motion. And that is that I move the board adopts the 10 demolition findings outlined in the planning board report, that the board adopts a negative declaration prepared by town staff, and the board approves the application 2P0221 and 12P NB120
Nice.
based on the testimony given, plan submitted, and the 31 conditions.
And condition 1 of the 31 was that recreational fee, so we want to eliminate that one.
Yeah, so it'd be 30 conditions at this moment.
Okay,
Okay, I concur.
Thank you.
The question I have, is there anything that you want to say or do with the first floor elevation?
Ramsey, I would just ask that you be given the authority of the board to work with the owners and their architect and civil engineer to understand the variance between the proposed finished floor and the existing home, understanding that the issue is related to the relationship between adjacent properties. And, but fundamentally, we're in a position to approve this, both the subdivision and site plan, based on the variances that they've received, as well as ARB. I think that that height variation, as long as you understand it, and can bring it down as best you can see fit, then you'll be acting on our best behalf.
So, Ken, maybe you can help a little bit here. Is it that the condition would be that they need to review and where possible, lower the first floor elevation, subject to the review and approval of the town planner?
Ken, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm just going back through the conditions here. I know that there was one that addressed building height. Just looking.
There's one that talks about surveying the property at framing to make sure the first floor elevation has been properly set. I don't believe there's anything in there about what the first floor should be or it being lowered.
Not specifically.
Was there a
Give me a
condition
second.
in the prior approval about the finished floor elevation?
No,
And what led you to ask the question?
was looking at the elevation drawings, trying to figure out the height. The elevation drawings that were submitted with the preliminary had it flat. They didn't really show the grade coming up. So one of the things that we had asked earlier was to try to understand the relationship between the grade and the height of the house.
Yeah, so let's take condition number 15 and just slightly modify that, because I think you're very close to saying everything that you need to say there. We just need to have some conditional language thrown in there. So 15 is the height of the proposed house and attached garage shall be shown on plans, elevation drawings showing the height of the structures in relationship to the proposed grade shown on the site plan shall be submitted subject to the review and approval of the secretary of the planning board.
Okay.
Ramsey, what do you think?
I think that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is John. I noticed that the original house that's being replaced had a finished floor of, it looks like 503.90, so just under 504. And the new house is 2 feet higher than that. And the garage floor of the new house is 503.33. So I mean, it's just, 4 inches less than being 3 feet lower than the house. So that it seems like a big differential of almost 3 feet between the new garage and the new house. And I'd feel a lot easier if the finished floor of the new house were in the range of 504 like the old house was.
A big step from the garage into the house.
Yeah, it really
Several
is.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the worst case here, Ramsey? Is it somehow kicking them into a need for another variance?
No, if I can't come to some understanding of what they're doing, Bill, they may need to come back and get relief from that condition. Number 15.
Yeah, that's exactly how I'd play it, Ramsey.
Okay, all right,
Either they come
This gets
up,
back to Bill, me trying to work with them.
right.
yeah, all right.
And if they work with Ramsey, give him what he needs and come up with a elevation that is, I mean, Ramsey's heard what you've said. And,
Yeah.
he'll advocate for that. And if he's able to reach an agreement, great. If not, then not, and they can't go forward without coming back to the board.
I
Okay,
think we have to understand better of what Mr. Fahey's design is about and why it's that high.
yeah. All right, well, I believe Ed and Wendy and Bruce have heard the conversation. We have a motion, a second, an amended. 2 items were amended, 1 removed completely, so we still have 30 conditions, 1 of those amended. Okay, so based on that, moved and seconded, let's vote on the amended approval.
Wasowski,
Aye.
Babcock, Steiner,
Aye.
Delaney,
Aye.
Civiletti,
Aye.
Price,
Aye,
Altman.
Aye.
Motion passes with conditions. Approved with conditions.
okay, Wendy and Bruce, good luck. Please work with Jim to help us understand these elevations a little better. And good luck with the house. All right, Ramsey, do you want to go over this sign?
Yeah, we should go over the one sign, Jeff, if we could, 1598. And which is, I don't think you've seen this before, just so you could see it. The Architecture Review Board recommended that the application be tabled. Sonny's you've seen before. Here we go. Jeff, if you could take us through it.
They came into the Architecture Review Board, and the one thing they didn't like was the materials they're using for the base. They said the sign looked fine, but the base was going to be aluminum clad with the digital brick print graphic, and so they just asked for an alternative that's not like a printed style on the base.
So it's not real masonry, it's digitally applied.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
It's
never
an
heard of it
overhead.
before. I'd never heard of it before, so.
Well, I agree with that call.
So they recommended that the application be tabled for them to address their comments. I do want to say that the sign did receive the necessary variance from the zoning board of appeals, but it would be certainly our recommendation to table it as recommended.
All right, what was the recommendation on the sign on the sign base? Was there a recommended material, or are they saying just no to the aluminum with?
They look for an alternative material for the base.
Okay,
What did they say, Jeff?
Let me find the,
Flux painted brick should not be used on the base. Explore the use of an alternative material for the base of the sign,
oh, yeah,
such
you
as brick or another alternative. So yes, they
ZBA.
did.
ZBA had the same comment. It's not within their purview, but they had the same comment.
yeah, they copied the architecture review board comment.
and what was the variance for? Straight the size, just the size?
For the freestanding sign, they're not allowed.
Yeah, that it is a
Oh,
freestanding.
they're not
sign.
allowed free. Oh, that,
Yeah.
that's right. We had a
But
bunch.
I'll, the ZBA was very supportive of this freestanding sign.
Yeah.
There's other freestanding signs in that strip there, and this
Yeah.
building is set way, way far back. So the ZBA
Yeah.
was very supportive of this. They just want the sign to read just like it says there. And they need to do something about the base, like I already said.
We've had a couple of dentists and an orthodontist and just north of here. So we knew there was no freestanding signs allowed. So, okay. All right, well, let's see what they come back with.
Okay, so I need somebody to make a motion second if they would,
Oh, we're going to table?
for tabling as recommended.
Okay, okay. I'll move to table application.
So that is, the motion is Price, and I didn't get the second.
Give it to Karen.
Altman.
Altman,
Oh,
Altman seconds. Osowski,
Aye.
Babcock Steiner,
aye.
Delaney,
Aye.
Civiletti,
Aye.
Delaney. Did I do Delaney already?
Yep, aye.
Okay, Fader
Aye.
and Altman.
Aye.
Price,
Me too.
Yep.
Aye.
the last one, 1597, which you've seen, they still have not submitted the outstanding documentation. I would request if we could give them one more month to come in. So I'd request that it be tabled for one more month.
Okay.
This is Sonny's Family Diner. We're waiting for details on the sign.
Okay.
What details are you waiting for?
They need to apply for variances,
Oh, yeah.
and they got to give us the size and a bunch of other stuff.
Have they even applied to your knowledge?
No, they have not. I did check with Rick. He said, why don't you, he talked to him. The guy's just, he's busy and he's kind of saving money too. We gave him on the side, we gave him our, the okay to put in the sprinkler system. So
Okay. Well, all right.
he's trying to move the project forward.
But it's likely we would end up denying this next month if he doesn't.
It could be, yeah. Yep. That would be my, I'll take it then, but right now I'd ask if you give him one more month.
All right.
We have been in contact with him.
Okay, so he's not totally ignoring you.
Oh, no.
right.
He's working on putting the sprinkler system in, and, it's a little
Okay.
hard. Things are hard for the guy.
All right. All right, then I'll move we table the application to the March meeting.
Second.
Sorry, Jason, you're slow.
I got Jason.
No, it was,
Altman,
Laura,
Altman, did you say anything?
she did not.
Yeah,
time.
this second I didn't.
Okay. No, I was gonna give it to you if it was, just, to help you out a little bit. It's competitive crowd tonight. Must be a
Gotta keep-
basketball game on or
gotta-
something.
We got to start
ready.
keeping score.
So I got Price making the motion, second by Civiletti. Altman,
Aye.
Price,
Aye.
Fader,
Aye.
Civiletti,
Aye.
Delaney,
Aye.
Babcock, Steiner,
Aye.
Osowski.
Aye.
Table is recommended.
All right.
I think that's everything that was on the agenda.
Okay. So next month, we expect to see the application for Highland and Clover.
I would think so.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Everyone, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey,
Motion
have
to
a good
adjourn?
night.
Good night, all.
Rest of your week, everybody with kids off. Enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy your time.
Enjoy the
Mhm.
snow.
Yeah.